lift everything back up. Save your pennies. Oh, it would be fun.
Hi everyone, I hope you've all had a great week and welcome to today's slightly different video for you all with a vlog. It's a little bit of a get ready with me, but sharing how I do my natural glowy over 40 makeup. There's a bit of chit chat in there, life updates and just general goings on. Essentially, it's my birthday in a couple of days, so I really fancied filming something just a little bit different and to have a bit of a catch up with you all. Okay, so let me show you how I created this glowy, natural, everyday kind of makeup. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay, so this is where I'm starting from. As you can see, I've got no makeup on, obviously. I've got a few wrinkles around my eyes, which don't really bother me, to be honest. Some laughter lines, which bother me even less. What does bother me a little bit, and we'll have a little chat about it in a moment, is my pigmentation. I'm not sure if it's got worse in the last couple of years or because someone mentioned it, that's now all I can see. But either way, I'll explain in a moment a few treatments that I've been trying, some that haven't really worked, and what I plan to do next. So first of all, let me get my hair out of the way. So already this morning I have cleansed and toned my skin. Cleanser wise, I just use this very cheap, simple purifying cleansing lotion. I really like it. It's not broke, so I'm not going to try and fix it. Toner wise, I use the ordinary glycolic acid 7%. Moisturizer wise, in the daytime, I really love this one. This is MZ Skin by Dr. Zamani. And this is the Hydrate and Nourish because it's got some SPF in it. But I also have her light moisturizer. And then my favourite one for a bit of a decadent evening pamper is the Rich Moisturiser. Now, she very kindly sent me these moisturisers. However, they are so amazing. As soon as I run out of them, I'm definitely going to be purchasing from her. So as I've already done my moisturiser, let's go straight in with some SPF. This is running out, actually. This was a present from my lovely friend. This is the ultraviolet sunscreen SPF 50. But I wanted to ask everybody's advice, actually, if you know of a good 50 SPF that I could use in the daytime that was just a sort of cheap and cheerful one, really. So if there's anything you'd recommend, do let me know in the comments section. Because I think this one, I mean, it was a present, but I think it's quite pricey. And you don't get an awful lot in the bottle. So onto foundation, and as you know, I was very much a devotee of the Chantecaille Future Skin for many years, actually. The reason I like this one so much is because it's very light, it's very fresh and dewy. However, at the moment, because my skin has felt a bit temperamental, it's almost been a little bit too light. So I bought myself, well actually I had a little consultation online with Bobby Brown, this lovely guy, but he was advising me which foundation to go for. So I went with this Skin Long Wear Weightless Foundation with SPF 15, and that is just a little bit thicker than the Chantecaille. And I'm really liking using that one, actually. I don't wear an awful lot of foundation because I hate to feel too caked on my skin, but then I do need a little bit of something to hide all the marks. Okay, sometimes I put it on with a sponge. I don't really use a brush, I know you're supposed to. I quite like having that control with my fingers, and then I can feel how thick it is. I quite like taking my foundation up to my eyes. Perhaps I just need that extra bit of coverage there as well. I do get really dark rings under my eyes. And particularly last night, I mean, my sleep at the moment is awful. I keep doing this thing where I'll wake up at silly o'clock and then I can't get back to sleep. So this morning, for instance, it was 4:30. So if the rings are particularly bad today, sorry about that. I think it's a hormonal thing. It's probably another lovely symptom of the menopause. But it's so annoying. And I try putting my book back on. I've got Audible and I put my book on, I listen to that for a bit. One of the downsides of working for yourself is that, of course, there's always an email that you need to reply to. So you start thinking about that at 4:30 in the morning and eventually give up on your book and think, well, I may as well just get up and reply to a few people while the house is nice and quiet. So then I do colour corrector. I'm using the Bobbi Brown corrector in Light Peach. This little beauty is actually the reason why I scheduled a call with one of the makeup artists at Bobbi Brown, which anybody can do, you just go onto their website. So yes, pigmentation. I did so much Googling on this and watching different YouTube videos and listening to different advice from various beauty therapists. Should you go down the IPL route? Should you have a full-on, the fractional laser and just
get rid of it all and start again from scratch. So I bought the tranexamic, can't pronounce it, acid serum, and I also got the mandelic acid treatment. I've been using those for about 6 weeks, neither of which has made a blind bit of difference. So save your pennies. They don't work. Well, they didn't on me anyway. So not a very successful shopping trip on that front. So then I booked in an appointment with a lovely beauty clinic that's not far from me and saw this really nice lady about possibly having either the Cosmolan pigmentation treatment or the slightly stronger Dermalan treatment. Now, if you have a Google before and after pictures of people who have had that done, it looks amazing. I was trying to find some cons of it just for balance and playing devil's advocate, but couldn't really see an awful lot. Anyway, when I saw this lady yesterday, she basically said that it might be a little bit too harsh for my skin as I'm quite sensitive. I don't know if she was too enamored with the treatment herself to really recommend it. Bear in mind, it's quite an expensive one, so she could have quite easily gone, yes, let's try it. £900 later, thank you very much. But what she actually advised was, let's do, I think there was a peel that's 2 steps down, Milana Stop, I think it's called, and it would cost me about £150. Let's do that, see if we can just bring back some of the pigmentation and do it a bit slower, more cost effective, and see if that works, and then build yourself up to one of those peels if you feel that you need it. Which sounded like a great idea to me. Before getting to the whole fractional laser to burn off all my skin, I'm going to give the peels a try. I should say with this makeup, I am in no way, shape or form an expert whatsoever, and there are definitely enough experts on YouTube to choose from. This is just a quick little get ready with me of how I do my makeup. Over 40, I'm going to add. I feel like I need to add that in the title description of all my videos. Certainly when I'm doing makeup ones as well, actually. I have that fear or slight paranoia that a lovely young 19-year-old's going to go, oh, makeup routine. I'll have a look at that and then be ever so disappointed when they see me. Okay, I don't want to learn any makeup or skincare tips from her. She's old. So they think. Right, talking of age, it's my birthday on Tuesday. Very excited. Concealer. This is Everyday Great Skin Concealer from Beauty Pie. Very affordable too. What was I saying? Oh yes, birthday. The day after my birthday, we've booked to go for a really lovely meal at a restaurant that we wanted to try local to us. And then what I'm really excited about is we managed to get tickets to go see Mickey Flanagan, his new tour. And he does make me laugh a lot, like really, really laugh out loud. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I quite like those, I don't know how you describe it. Is it called observational comedians? Where they just pick up on all the funny little eccentricities that we all have. Yeah, observational comedy. I'm sure that's what you call it. Anyway, he does that sort of thing. A bit like Peter Kay, but perhaps a little bit more on the edge. He's very funny. I like him. Right, so I just pat in place my concealer just so you're not wiping everything off. And also it seems to help with the old wrinkles if you pat it in rather than drag it. This might be when, back in the day, girls' night out, it would take us hours to get out the door because we would all gather around one person's house and do our makeup together, which was actually the most fun of the evening, was the getting ready part with your friends, having a few drinks and chit-chatting away. I mean, we could be there for like 4 hours doing our makeup because we would chat so much. So as you can see, base-wise, I've covered my skin well, but you can still see my skin underneath, which is exactly how I like it. I don't want such a full-on mask over my skin that I feel like I can't really move. So onto powder, and another silly purchase actually. This is the Laura Mercier Secret Blurring Powder. Honestly, let me show you. Do I look like I have a filter under that left eye? I don't think so. So that was a bit of a waste of money. So a bit like foundation, I don't like too much powder because it tends to sit in all the wrinkles, go dry and crack, etc. But I just tend to add it around my eyes and around the T section. Is that what they call it? Apologies to the professional makeup artist for totally butchering every terminology. Oh, I watched this brilliant video the other day. A YouTuber that you probably all follow because I am, again, a bit late to the party. Oh, she says it so beautifully. Andrea Ali. I love her accent. Anyway, I discovered her for the first time the other day and was totally hooked and was picking up tips left, right and centre. Saying a little bit of powder and I'm adding it everywhere. This is the problem with chatting too much. Blusher. But anyway, one tip that I did learn from her was that I was probably placing my blusher too low on my face. And as we get older, you want to try and get it as high as you can possibly get away with without going into this crease section here, just to try and lift everything back up, which is never a bad idea. So I use Beauty Pie again, Super Cheek Powder Blush in Plumminess. I was trying to learn this the other day, but basically it was kind of just before you get to that crease of my eye bag. Kind of add the blusher there. Now I've got a sharp line going on. Okay, what do we do about that? Where is Andrea Ali when you need her? Blend that in like that. I don't think you were supposed to go down this low, but I've blobbed a little, so it's going to have to. Wouldn't it be lovely to have your own makeup artist who just turns up at the house before you go to work? If I won the lottery and I was super, super rich, I would, one, have a chef that I never had to cook again. And two, oh, actually, that's the other thing. Two, fresh bed sheets every day. I know that's really bad for the environment, but fresh bed sheets every single day, like hotel bed sheets. And then your makeup artist turns up. Oh, it would be fun. And then she did, as one final touch, she kind of swept it down there. Quite like that. I think it's supposed to be giving you that look as if you've just been out for a walk in the cold and you've just got that lovely flush going. So I am using the Code 8 eyeshadow palette. And as you can see, there's probably just two colours that I use. The very light one for the corners of my eyes, and occasionally I use that. So Freddie's just come back from his ski trip with school. He went to Austria skiing for the first time, so he had an absolutely amazing time. So I'm now going to add a little bit of eyeshadow from my favourite palette by Decca Scarlet. This is edition number 7, and I just used the brown tone on there. So yes, Fred is very much in a lovely stage of teenagerism, so that's really fun. Not awful, probably not as bad as I was at that age, but still, say no more on that front. And Albert and Fred, our oldest two, are just a year apart. So Albert's 17, Fred is 16. So we've got a lot of hormones flying around the house at the moment, which is fun and games. Albert at the moment is having driving lessons, would you believe? Oh, it feels like yesterday he was just teeny tiny and he's driving. And I find it so frightening. I mean, it's better that I know he's with the driving instructor, but obviously I do want him to pass, but I don't want him to pass because he's going to walk out the door and get in his own car and be on his own. No one's supervising him driving. How do you get over that panic of it? I'm never going to want him to leave the house. Albert was moaning at me the other day that one of his friends has already passed his driving test and said that he would pick him up on the way to school and they can go into school together. And I've said Albert's not allowed to do it until his friend has been driving for 3 months. And apparently I'm the most paranoid mother ever for saying that. But I just think you need a little bit more experience driving under your belt before you start having passengers. Is that just me? Am I being paranoid? I've got a brown eyeliner pencil from Beauty Pie again. I like this one because the colour brown is really nice. And then you've got the smudge stick on the end as well. Now sometimes I'll add a tiny bit under there just to exaggerate that a bit more. But I want it to be really natural today, so I'm not going to bother. And other times I use it on my eyebrows. Now doing my eyebrows, I must admit, is a bit of a mission. However, despite the fact that I faff with it quite a lot, and I might have to go silent on this part because I need to concentrate, I think I finally found just about the balance of what I like. So in the last few months, I have bought a silly amount of different eyebrow brushes and colours, and none of which were quite right. So I bought this one from MAC. This is the Eyebrows Big Boost Fibre Gel. I do like Glossier's Boy Brow, but it's so tiny and a little bit stingy on the amount of potion they give you, so it lasts about 5 minutes. Then I went cheap and cheerful with this one, which I think is Rimmel. Didn't really hold my eyebrows in place. And then on Instagram, I did an ad with a makeup brand called Iconic. Lots of you have probably heard of it. And in the gift set was this little eyebrow gel. And this one, finally cracked it, is amazing. It enables you to get your eyebrows in exactly the position you want without them going too sticky or too lumpy or, God forbid, flaky like some of the other eyebrow brushes do. Sorry if I'm doing a mirror face. I can't help it. It's my concentrating face. Now I look really odd. Get your brown eyebrow pencil and very, very gently, without sort of pressing hard at all, I then fill in a couple of those little gaps very, very subtly. You don't want to have those, well, you might want to have those very thick eyebrows, but I really don't. Don't panic if you blob a little bit. I'm going to show you how to get rid of that in a second. Then get your smudgy end and just blend in those strokes. So then go back to your Iconic brow gel and shape them into the position that you want them to stay. So onto mascara, and I'm still using the Volume Million Lashes Barn Noir. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Anyway, that one. I think it is actually totally impossible to put mascara on without going I do the strangest faces. So onto lipstick, and I have gone back to an old favourite MAC one, which is brown, but it's got a slight orangey tone to it. So I seem to be wearing this one almost daily. This one is called Down to an Art. I don't know if it's still available. It might have been discontinued 20 years ago or something. But if it's still there, it's really nice. So first of all, I'll do a little bit of that brown tone, and then just get a red lipstick. This one is Code 8's, I think that's Pop Art, and just add a little bit to that centre to just give your lipstick a bit more oomph. Because I don't actually want to be quite so made up. I want it to look more natural and blurred. I then get another cotton bud, take away the line around the edges, because I think it's that line that makes it look too done. So my whole makeup routine is basically put your makeup on and take it off of it back off again. So that is pretty much it. My glowy, everyday kind of makeup with a heavy dose of chit chat thrown in for good luck. Let me take these clips out so we can see the final look. I really hope you've enjoyed this vlog and a bit of a life update kind of video. I know it's a bit different for me because I don't normally do vlogs. I might not do another one for a very long time, but it might be nice to dabble in the odd vlog here and there if that's something that you would like to see. So if you're not already subscribed, it would be really lovely if you'd like to do so, and don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss a video. I'm going to go celebrate my birthday on Tuesday, and I will be back on Sunday with another fashion video for you all. Hope to see you then. Have a lovely week. See you later.